Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for being here with me early on a Taco Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you've had a good day so far. Why don't we just get into it? Why don't we just get right into it, shall we? Give me 1 second. We're gonna finish watching the docket that we didn't watch yesterday, or that we started watching yesterday. Give me a moment to find it. Joey, bag of donuts. Good evening. How are ya? How are you doing? Is this the one? Is that the one? That's not the one I thought. Oh, I see. I know where it is. Sorry, guys. A little out of it, but I promise I'll figure it out. So we remember the off-kilter painting. We're zooming forward past these people, and it's time. Oh no, we're zooming forward to these people, and now it's going to be there.
40 hours a week.
Yes,
And then this is retroactive to the date he filed his motion.
yes, to the date, well, date of notice of the motion, so you'd probably be, I was gonna say 3 days, but the mail is probably about 5 days late, so I have a 5 days.
Yay! Woo woo for Tin Man. He's a woot man. And thank you, Casey Carey, 73. Lisa Figalicious. Sally Port, that happens. Sometimes we're feeling blue. I'm blue, I'm a dee da ba 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 ba. Sometimes I find myself in a shit mood, and I find myself not wanting to get myself out of that shit mood. And so then it becomes a question of, is this somewhere that you've designed for yourself to be in a shit mood, or do you really want to get out of it? I find music is a really good way to get out of a shitty mood, even though I will oftentimes not want to turn on music, even when I feel like shit. I'll be like, no. But there's usually one little hook, a tiny little bit of a song that you might be able to tolerate, and I would suggest starting there. Dancing is really good for your soul. So like jumping around the house crazy. Be easy on yourself when you're having a shitty day. These are all things I don't always pay attention to myself. But you know, it's good that we can I can give the advice. What's my happy song? You know, I have many of the happy song though. I don't know. It's I'm not a huge music person in some ways. Again, I think my brain works just a little differently. There, finally got it up. But I finally got it up. That's what he said. Ha ha ha. What is a good happy song that if I listen to it? See, I'm in a bit of a bad mood right now. So my brain will not think of that. My brain is like, no, bitch. No. No. I'll get back to you.
After your filing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
You have a good day as well.
Thank you, Judge.
You can always come here and watch other people in their misery. Me and the people on the screen sometimes. Today, you know what I listened to today? It didn't quite get me in a good mood, but it certainly took me back to 2004. Nora Jones.
Oh.
Nope, you're okay, Anthony.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know how to unmute.
Dorothy, can you hear me? Dorothy?
Dorothy? Dorothy?
Can you hear me, Dorothy?
Dorothy?
Dorothy,
There's no place like home. There's no place like
Please.
home.
connect to audio, check your volume settings.
Hi, Nigel. Can you check your audio settings? Dorothy can't get. There's no place like Zoom. That's what I should have said. There's no place like Zoom. There's no place like Zoom. This is why the court version
Can
of
you hear
Zoom
me?
should be able to unmute people. Tin Man's here. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Can you hear me, Dorothy? We cannot hear you.
Hello, I can't use my earbud. Obviously, you guys aren't
Okay,
hearing
I
me.
can hear you now, so we're good. Calling case.
Yes, I know, but I was trying to make it so only I heard the court and not everybody in the house.
Okay. Calling case.
My earbud's not working.
242842 DM Anthony Lane versus Dorothy Lane. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 9:36 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. Henderson on behalf of the plaintiff. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for temporary custody, parenting time, and support. Ms. Henderson.
Good morning, Your Honor. This case is somewhat unusual. The parties have been separated for over 5 years and actually have a DS case that is now closed. However, the divorce was actually never finalized, so we were directed by the court administrator to file a new divorce case and a motion in that case. The parties share 2 minor children. One of them is about to turn 18 in the beginning of 2025, and they share a 9-year-old daughter, Trinity. And pursuant to the case in the support matter between the parties 2019-3226 DS, my client has sole legal, sole physical custody of the minor son of the parties, and then the defendant in this matter has sole legal, sole physical custody of the party's minor daughter. Subsequent to the filing of the initial order in that matter, there was a order establishing parenting time that entered in 2023. And since that time, specifically in October 2024, right before we filed for divorce, there's an ongoing CPS case involving the defendant in this matter, who was substantiated for physical neglect, medical neglect of the child, as well as deplorable living conditions. And the minor child of the parties, Trinity, was safety plan outside of the mother's home, and due to mother having sole legal, sole physical custody at that time, mother insisted that she be placed with third parties rather than her father, who has appropriate living conditions at this time and has no allegations against him. Since the filing of our case, Your Honor, as of the end of last week, Families First is in defendant's home and they're working on reintegration of the child with the mother and also providing some services for the mother. The mother still does not have transportation. The child still has lice. She is in need of immediate medical and dental attention due to severe tooth decay. And we're asking for Trinity to be placed with the father pending the resolution of this case. We're asking for continuation of sole legal, sole physical custody for Mr. Lane for the older child of the parties, their son. We're also asking for him to be granted sole legal, sole physical custody of the daughter pending this matter. We understand that the court may want to have an evidentiary hearing, and we would be prepared to do that. But we contend that due to the recent development regarding the defendant's home, as well as her romantic relationship with who Mr. Lane believes to be a registered sex offender. Further, Ms. Lane has an adult son who also has some registered sex offender.
Oh, wow. Gets from bad to worse to fucking worse. To fucking worse. Holy shit. So her client is the guy. Well, now I can just redirect whatever shit feeling I had towards this situation, I guess. This is very sad. Very, very sad. Very sad. The judge is going to order an evidentiary, I'm going to call it now. He's going to order an evidentiary hearing. He's going to allow CPS to continue with whatever CPS is already doing. And he's going to refer it to the friend of the court.
According to my client, or some deviant sexual behaviors that he is aware of. All of that in totality would constitute proper cause for the court to revisit custody and parenting time for Trinity. We're asking for that to be considered at this time, Your Honor, for Trinity to be placed with her father and for the parenting time to be granted for the parties in accordance with the safety plan and the ongoing CPS case recommendations. Further, we are asking for any parenting time exchanges to occur at Battle Creek Police Station due to a highly contentious relationship between the parties. Now, I understand currently Ms. Lane does not have any transportation, and until she does have transportation, my client is willing to pick up at her home. But going forward, once she obtains transportation, we would like for the exchanges to be moved to the police station of the parties, of Battle Creek, I'm sorry. Further, we would ask for the child support to be ordered in accordance with the formula. My client is employed full-time at Walmart, was stated his gross biweekly income. To my client's knowledge and belief, defendant is not gainfully employed and has carnival work when it's available. And we would ask for her to be imputed at $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. The child currently has medical insurance provided by my client. She also has secondary Medicaid insurance. There is a dire need for her to see a dentist as soon as possible. Due to no transportation, we are uncertain how Trinity would be getting to school because it's our understanding she's not attending school in the district in which defendant resides. My client would be able to take the child to school, make sure she's attending school. And for all of those reasons, we're requesting temporary legal and physical custody to be awarded to my client to continue sole legal, sole physical custody of the older child with Mr. Lane to order parenting time in accordance with the CPS ongoing guidelines and order child support in accordance with the formula, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lane, what's your response?
Well, my response is a lot, Your Honor. I have Trinity actually in my care. Trinity was given back to me. Actually, I could have got her back Monday, but I waited until her dentist appointment that she had scheduled Tuesday to take care of her dental problems. And they're going to be running a test actually for periodontal disease that runs very highly in my mother's side. I just recently found out from my aunt that's involved like at least 7 of my family members on my mother's side who are still living, who had periodontal disease, which causes teeth decay, even with people who brush and floss and take good care of their teeth. She goes to the dentist yearly to get her teeth cleaned and to get her fillings taken care of if she needs any. And she has been in my care the whole time since I have left Tony. Trevor wanted to go with his dad, and that was fine. But Trinity has been wanting to be with me. Our visitation, I had set for open visitation back in February 2020, and he went back to get things changed because he wanted to cut her hair, and I wouldn't allow it because it was above her shoulder, and she wanted it to be longer. And at that time, they were going to issue him Wednesday and Friday 4 hours visitation, and he told them he can only do 1 day a week because of their aggressive dog at their home. He says he now lives at the girlfriend's house. I do not know because the address he gave me is a false address. Because I asked if she is going to the other party's house, which I am not against her going to her house. I am very, I like to know where my kids go, even when they go to a friend's home, I like to know the address. I like to know where they're at in case of an emergency. And with behaviors he has pointed to me, it makes me concerned. So I just like to know the address because he's threatened to kidnap her and take her to that address prior this year. And he has kidnapped her one day. Last year. I am making an appointment for her to get her, she has to get a root canal, which is why I'm getting her tested for the periodontal disease, because there are 0 reasons for her to have to be getting this root canal. Because at the last dentist appointment, she had a small cavity on this tooth and it did nothing to obtain a root canal now. So my aunt let me know about this disease. So I'm getting hold of Dental Dream and I'm going to have her tested for that. She gets to her eye doctor yearly. CPS has ordered a bed for her because I'm in the process of looking for a home. And as far as income, I'm on long-term disability because I had my posterior tendon surgery done twice on my left foot. And because I cannot be on my feet for 8 hours straight, my job at Tentacle said that I'm no longer employed there, but they put me to long-term disability. And once I can be on my feet for at least 8 hours, I can get my job back with them. So I've been doing physical therapy and so I can strengthen my foot, and I have to wear an ankle brace to help support it. I'm working on getting my food stamps back. They had my mail was being resended back to them from my old address before I came to my mom's address, which my mom's house is significantly, oh my goodness, so much better. We have hot and cold water running to the showers. We can take showers now. The sink and tub works upstairs. The toilet works upstairs. The house is fully clean. CPS was totally surprised in there. She has her own bedroom. Like I said, she's been in my care this whole time. And this whole thing started because he doesn't want to pay me child support. He's told multiple people. He's even told me for the last 6 years of our marriage that he would not pay me child support at all. I would tell you the mantra, but I don't think you want to hear it. I hear it every day in my head. Overnights are allowed, and I talked to a lawyer, and she has me having some stuff that she wants to make sure I bring up to your guys' attention. So I'm just making sure that I hit everything that she had spoken to me about, because I was not served in enough time to actually get to me and a lawyer. So I was able, as far as, because it was a domestic marriage for me and the children, physical, mental, and verbal abuse. I had to go through Safe Place. Legal aid told me to go through Safe Place legal services to be screened, to be sent back to legal aid. And they finally went through that process, and that's how I finally got to legal aid.
Okay, anything else, ma'am?
How do they have money for dogs?
Yes, Tony himself is actually a CFC. Well, it's expunged, but there's still sites that you can find it on, because my cousin Laura found it. I've never let my boyfriend watch Trinity, and I don't let Randy watch Trinity, because Randy is autistic.
Ma'am, just in
So
that regard, are those individuals, are Mr. Wright and Mr. Brett, are they registered on the sex offender registration?
Randy is not. Randy was found criminally and mentally incompetent. So Randy was not charged of nothing. So Randy does not have a record, Your Honor.
Okay.
My boyfriend, it was a teenage thing, Your Honor. And what my understanding is that he was charged of raping his girlfriend, who he was having consensual sex with, but she was caught having sex, and to cover herself, she yelled rape. And as far as the other girl, I just understand that she was the younger sister who had a crush on him, and he was not giving her any.
Oh my God, lady. You can't even make this up. This is exactly what a fucking sex offender would tell you. This is excuse 101, ma'am. Oh, this poor child. Oh my God, this poor child. Oh dear God, this poor child. Oh jeez. Oh, judge, please do something. Please don't be your usual flaccid self. Can you please fucking impress me today? Bring back a little bit of faith in humanity today. All right? Holy shit.
Time or day because of her age. And she did the same thing her sister did. And so that's how I was understanding that obtained. It was not a minor child, teenager, unlike her father. So for his safety, actually, I don't leave Trinity with him. Trinity and him have a good bond. But no, I just because I don't want Tony to ever if Tony ever says he's gonna accuse anything, if Cody's never left alone with her, there's no reason anything can ever be said.
Okay, well.
And he never punishes her. He doesn't physically punish her at all. He's never physically punished her. And that again is on his safety side, because I don't want no accusation to get put towards him. So I am the only one that disciplines her, and my mother babysits my daughter, my 21-year-old daughter babysits, or my Aunt Rosie has babysitted. I have other people in the family that I have babysitting her than him. And that's not because I don't trust him, Your Honor. It's because it's more his safety, so that people can't accuse anything towards him, if you understand what I mean.
Okay. Well, in this case, the court is not going to change custody without an evidentiary hearing. The case law is very clear that the court can't do that. So we'll have to schedule an evidentiary hearing. There is sufficient allegations to meet the Varka threshold for an evidentiary hearing. The court will likewise note from what Ms. Lane has stated that she's on disability, so at this point, the court can calculate, we will at some point in the future, calculate the support based upon her disability. The exchanges can continue to occur at her home as she does not have transportation. And then at times she does have transportation, they'll handle that at the Battle Creek Police Department. The court is, however, going to order in this matter that neither Cody Wright nor Randy Brett will have any contact with the minor child when the child is in the defendant's custody or care. So, ma'am, what that means is they cannot have contact with her. You said you're not leaving them alone. That's not what it means. It means they can't be around her, etc. When the child is in your care. If the child is
May I ask?
if the child is with the plaintiff, let's say a weekend, you can have all the contact you want with those individuals, but they cannot have any contact. They can't be in the home. They can't have contact with her when she is in your care.
I told him that. I don't understand why, Your Honor,
Because I just said so. Why that, ma'am? Obviously,
Well,
they're on at least the boyfriend's on the sex offender list, and the child is not. Court is not going to have the child in contact with him at that time.
I understand. I have a comprehension problem. Sorry, Your Honor. I was just trying to understand exactly why, because you said something about Randy, and Randy has been expunged. He does not have a charge or nothing against him.
Well, it may be, and you said that was a result of him not being.
He has autism due to.
He did not have the
extreme
capacity,
abuse.
but notwithstanding that, the court's going to order that he not be around the child.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that'll be the order, Ms. Henderson. You can prepare that, and then we'll be in touch with you about setting up a time to have a hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. And would the hearing be with you, Your Honor, or with the referee?
With me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Have a
Have
good
a good
day.
day.
Well, that was fucked up. Great. What's fucking next? Thank you, Judge. That's the best you can do at this point, I suppose. I don't know. Why is nobody following up with CPS on that? Why weren't they worried about that? Texas CPS would be all over that shit. I'll tell you that right now.
Kara?
Yes.
All right, just letting you know, Judge, that Jason Richard was on our Zoom, but he has disconnected.
Okay.
I know the cleavage is too low.
Calling case 2024-2652 DC, Jason Richardson II versus Terrence Stout. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 9:54 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Magnuson on behalf of the front of the court. This matter is before the court on the front of the court's motion to modify a complaint to include the child in this matter. Mr. Magnuson.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a case that was brought pursuant to the Child Custody Act. Our motion, I believe, is pretty self-explanatory. I think the laws of the state of Michigan and judicial economy require that both children be dealt with in this case. They are both the legal children of these parties and should be dealt with together. The reason we got involved was that we had received a referral for both children from the Office of Child Support. So we found this case, and I'm simply asking that the parties be required to include both children and modify their complaint to reflect that.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Stout, is there anything that you wish to state in this matter? And you're muted.
Please unmute.
Sorry, Your Honor. No, I'm okay with adding my son to the case. I know that he's legally his father. Just that we are trying to get him off his birth certificate because he is not biologically his father. But that's really it.
Okay. Well, the court will, in this matter, allow you to modify the complaint to add Levi Michael Stout in this particular matter. We can deal with it. Obviously, Mr. Magnuson, you might want to consider what Ms. Stout has stated in this matter, that again, that this case that the plaintiff is not biological. I guess we might have to deal with that in the future.
Yep, I agree, Your Honor. I think that,
Okay.
and that can be taken care of in the context of this case down the road.
Okay, go ahead and submit your order under 7-day.
I'll prepare such an order, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You do. Thank you.
Damn, happy birthday, Donald! But also, that's crazy. Not the father. You are not the father. Please unmute.
I didn't write it down.
Please unmute. Please unmute.
Which case is Robinson?
Mark, which case are you appearing on this morning?
Terry,
Terry, perfect.
593.
I'll bring in Attorney McNiff and Ashley.
Please unmute. Please unmute.
Calling case 2024-2665 DM Ashley Terry versus Richard Terry. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 9:57 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. McNiff on behalf of plaintiff, Mr. Robinson on behalf of the defendant. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for temporary custody, parenting time support with exclusive use, and the plaintiff's motion for a temporary restraining order. Go ahead, Ms. McNiff.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Robinson and I had an opportunity to.
Ooh, McSniff, before you get going on that, let me say thank you to Jude. Good show, Jude says. Thank you, Jude. Appreciate that. 5 months. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you. Also, we've seen this painting before. It's like a basketball, football, like a sports and jersey montage. I remember because I've thought about it subsequently.
To talk about this matter last week, and I believe that we have agreed that there should be a mutual restraining order, and I believe we've also agreed to grant each party exclusive use of their respective homes. We didn't talk about how payments would be made on those respective homes, but I would suggest that each party take care of any expenses associated with their respective home, property taxes, insurance, utilities, all those such things.
Okay.
The one issue that we don't have an agreement on is the temporary custody of the party's minor child, who is 3. These parties separated in late August. Since then, Dad has not even attempted to see the child, hasn't called Mom and asked for any parenting time with the child, hasn't come by the house. Dad still has a truck that's located at Mom's house, and it's available for him to get. She's tried to get that message to him. He hasn't gotten that truck, but we've alleged quite a few things in our motion regarding Dad's substance abuse issues, his alcoholism, his use of narcotic drugs, the fact that he was fired from a previous position for use of opiates. He has not been assisting her in any way with support of the child since they separated. She's paying $130 per week for childcare. Dad has not offered, nor has he paid the childcare provider. Dad knows where the childcare provider is. He hasn't attempted to contact the childcare provider to see the child either. We believe that it would be, and further, Dad, about a week after separation, moved a married woman, into his house along with her 5 children. He also resides with his 15-year-old, so there are 6 children in the house. We don't believe that it's an appropriate environment for the party's 3-year-old to see Dad already with another woman who also is married. And we're concerned about the fact that there are 6 children now residing in this house and Dad's ability to take care of the 3-year-old given that situation. We suggest an appropriate way for Dad to have parenting time would be to see the child at Family and Children's Services. And down the road, if Dad can get a substance abuse assessment, if he can test clean, if he is working,
Well, Mama, first of all, Sally Port, good night. I hope you feel better. We'll be here tomorrow. Thank you so much. Secondly, that's the real issue, obviously. I get it. It's not always the most appropriate looking move, but guess what? Mama, you don't get to withhold the child. And then, like, if anybody needs supervised visits, the last case we just listened to didn't have supervised visits. Remember that. Okay? Why would we need supervised visits? What about the other 6 children that live in the house? If you're worried about that kid with him, then suffice it to say, don't you have a responsibility to be worried about the other kids? I don't know. And Jude, that's so nice to say. I get it, though. Watching on the TV is a little harder to chit-chat.
If all of those things are in place, then we could look at potentially expanding parenting time. But at this point, with all of those people in the home, and Dad's consistent misuse of substances, we don't feel that it's appropriate for him to have that child on his own.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Robinson.
Well, Your Honor, my client denies the allegations of alcohol or drug abuse. In fact, he recently, he is employed, has been for quite some time. He underwent a drug and alcohol test at work, no alcohol present, and the only drugs in his system was the Norco prescribed to him by his physician. It's also monitored by the physician. He denies that, he buys his drugs on the street or that he uses his daughter Adderall. I would point out to the court that he has been awarded full custody of his daughter from a previous relationship and has had her in his custody for the last 12 years. I would also point out to the court that despite these so-called shortcomings for the first year of this child's life, his father was a stay-at-home dad and took care of him at the plaintiff's suggestion because she earns more money than he did. He, of course, denies much of the other allegations. I'm looking at his phone log right now, and it shows attempts made by him to contact the plaintiff to see his son since they've separated, and she hasn't bothered to respond to any of them. She has told him to stay off the property. She's put up a fence across the driveway, a gate and fence across the driveway so he can't get on the property. He has talked to the daycare lady about how his son is doing. And we do have, while we do have no objection to the mutual restraining order and to the orders about exclusive use of the homes, he does believe that the temporary custody, the one that is most appropriate for this child, is shared custody, week on, week off. He's, when he was the stay-at-home dad, he was taking care of 4 kids, not just the one that he has with the plaintiff, but his daughter from his previous relationship and her 2 children from her previous relationship. When she was homesick with the flu, he took off work and took care of her. When she was homesick with COVID, he took off work and stayed home and took care of her. all of which was acceptable to her despite all of these claimed shortcomings of alcohol abuse and drug abuse. The court saw fit to award him custody of his oldest kid. I don't see why this court shouldn't see fit to award him shared custody of his youngest child.
Okay, thank you. Ms. McNiff, anything else?
Your Honor, we don't know anything about the allegation that Mr. Terry is employed. We would like to.
Your Honor, we don't know anything. Hi, Mikey. I see that. I don't know why it won't show up from Streamlabs. Streamlabs doesn't like you. Weird. I've got it though. Thank you. That's very weird. Why didn't that show up on the screen? I just liked hearing McSniff say she doesn't know anything, because I feel like that's partially true. Allegedly.
Know where what his hours are, whether or not his hours would be appropriate.
He's employed at Brembro through that temporary service like he's always been, or he has been for a long time.
The other,
by the way, and he was not fired from his job in Union City. He quit that job.
Yes.
we disagree with all of that, Your Honor. The other issue I would just like to bring out is that from my client's perspective, Mr. Terry did not take care of the child primarily, that he assigned most of the child care to the older children.
The Duggar method, reassigning the child rearing to older children. Why didn't that show up? Other people's have. Is it because you didn't write anything? And it just says, pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, how's it going? First of all, I appreciate the descriptive text for those who may not be able to see it, but can read that, I guess. Yeah, Mikey's too cool. He's broken the Streamlabs. Boop, 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 boo. Oh, I can say it, though. It was working earlier, I swear, because people, yeah. Anyways, these lawyers were what I was thinking was going to be the craziness tonight, but we've already had the cray-cray case with the Carney lady. You guys are so sweet. Oh, congrats on 84K. You are quick on your way to 100K. I'm calling it before the end of the year.
He has a 15-year-old daughter. My client has older children, and most of the housework and the care of that younger child fell to the older children, and not on Mr. Terry. Ms. Terry took the child and put the child in childcare because she didn't feel that dad's care of the child was appropriate whatsoever, and we've detailed that in our motion.
Okay. Well, in this particular case, the court notes that the parties do have agreement on some of the issues that concerns the mutual preliminary injunction. The court will grant that, or will grant each of the parties the respective homes that they're using. So plaintiff would have exclusive use of the Burlington home, defendant would have exclusive use of the Albion home. The parties would be each responsible for the costs associated with the homes, meaning mortgage, taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, upkeep on the homes. In this matter, the court will note that the child has been in the care of the plaintiff since the separation in August. So the court will continue that and provide the plaintiff with the temporary custody of the minor child. Court will grant to the defendant standard parenting time. In this particular case, the court will order support consistent with the income of the parties, that the parties would exchange income information, paycheck stubs, whatever showing their year-to-date income within 7 days of today's date. And the court would order that the parties would not consume alcohol or unprescribed drugs while the child is in their respective cares. So with that, Ms. McNiff, I'll ask.
OMB, you'll have to enlighten me. Shocker, I don't watch Law Talk with Mike. What did Fleischer do? What did Fleischer do and what did Mike say? Judge Fleischer, you know what? I think it's hilarious when I don't know. I go after people all the time though. I should be careful. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm on a small scale, but I mean, I'm mouth off. I mean, that poor lawyer lady yesterday and her eyelashes. We spent a lot of time talking about those, which is terrible. I'm a terrible person.
If you would prepare that order and submit under 7 days.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And do you think he was, in your opinion? Did he have good examples?
Your Honor,
Yeah,
were you going to refer this to the front of the court for a hearing on?
no, I will do that.
Okay.
Attorney Vanderhorst, and we do have Diane Bridges and Savannah Bridges. We do not have Ryan Rankin or Simon Almeida.
There's more than the 3 on there.
Yes, there's 2. It's like Ryan and Simon. It's a custody case where
Well, they must have interveners.
I'm not sure.
Rankin are the interveners.
Calling case 2021-1905 DC Diane Bridges, Savannah Bridges versus Ryan Rankin and Simon Almeida. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 10:09 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Vanderhorst on behalf of plaintiff. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's notice for entry of final order regarding parenting time. Mr. Vanderhorst.
Thank you, Your Honor. The plaintiffs filed a motion regarding parenting time for 2 of the parents, Ryan Rankin and Simon Almeida, both of the defendants. It was set for various evidentiary hearings. We came up with temporary agreements through the evidentiary hearings to see if those would work out. And ultimately, we did agree upon a settlement proposal. The defendant, Simon Almeida, we've had no contact with him. Can't get in touch with him or his lawyer. We've had no response. So the plaintiffs would like to preserve their motion, and pursuant to the both temporary agreements, that's what's referenced in our final order regarding parenting time. So the plaintiffs are asking the court to sign this order to preserve their motion and have some of the terms contained in this final order carry over. And so we're just asking the court to sign this order. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rankin, yeah, no?
Mr. Rankin is not present.
Oh, Rankins are not present, okay.
We only have Attorney Vanderhorst, which is Diane Bridges and Savannah Bridges.
So, okay, Miss Bridges, do you have any opposition to the entry of this final order?
No, we agree.
Okay.
We agree with the final order.
Okay. Okay, well, there being no opposition to this, the court will enter the order as submitted by Mr. Vanderhorst, and that will conclude your case. Best of luck. You're free to.
Green screen. Okay, shall we watch one more clip before we say goodbye? I think we shall. Just one, I say. I think the judge was confused at the end there. So was that a 4-way? Was that a 4-way love triangle of people? Also, we heard today that this judge is up for re-election. He can only be elected one more time, Aaron, because you can't be elected if you're over 70. He's 68. The year before the cool one. Hey, Russell. Oh, is this... Oh my god, beards.
You made it.
Also, spoiler alert.
Did you tell him where to go? I just told him
Actually,
to
I
give me
can't
30
even
seconds.
decide on the spoiler.
Now that I got everything going, thank you. We're ready, Judge.
He also mentioned that he wanted to go back into private practice after being a judge for 6 more years. Judge Middleton could easily swing it into a online judge career if he wanted to. Like a la Judge Judy. Judge Jeffrey.
Calling the matter of Stephen Lamming versus Echo Brook.
For the record, this matter is before the court for the purpose of reviewing plaintiff father's parenting time. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Russell Smith representing the plaintiff father, Stephen Lamming. Mr. Lamming is present. In addition, Echo Brook, are you present on audio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your
Good
Honor.
morning.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Parties have conferred this morning.
Sorry, that's a terrible joke about her name being Echo. Echo. I knew somebody named Ocean, and I knew somebody named Spirit. But, Echo. I don't know that I've heard that one before.
With Ms. Brower from the front of the court, as it was provided the court to find recommendation. That the party secretary to share joint legal custody of the minor child, McKenna. Physical custody is reserved. And Mr. Smith, Mr. Lamming, Ms. Brock, the court's of opinion that people make too much of an issue over physical custody. With joint legal custody, the two of you should share equally any major decision concerning the welfare of your child. So it's just a matter of parenting time. And the recommendation relative to parenting time is as follows. That father's parenting time shall be the first, second, fourth weekends of each month. Saturdays at 9 a.m. until Sunday at 7 p.m. Father shall have parenting time if there's a fifth weekend in the month. In addition, father shall have such additional parenting time as the parties can agree. In the event that the father's work schedule changes to first shift, father shall have parenting time 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. The front of the court holiday schedule shall be adopted absent agreement of the parties to the contrary. And that is the recommendation. Mr. Smith, is this recommendation agreeable with your client, Mr. Lamming, this morning?
It is, Judge. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any additional parenting time due to the fact that he works second shift and the child is school age. So we are in agreement with the recommendation. I appreciate Ms. Brower taking the time to fully vet this. This will work, and thankfully the parties are working together to facilitate my client's time with this child. So I think that's a very good sign for the future, Judge. So yes.
Wonderful. The court would agree, Mr. Smith, and obviously the two parents should be able to communicate. And if Mr. Lamming's work schedule changes, then obviously you have additional Wednesday, and then hopefully the parties can agree that the child deserves the most time with each parent as possible. Right, Ms. Bruck, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
I do.
Do you have an objection to the court adopting this recommendation?
I do not.
Right, wonderful. Mr. Smith, you wish to voir dire Mr. Lamming? He obviously participated in discussions, but if you wish to voir dire him, the court can have him sworn.
If I could just ask him one question, Judge, you don't need to swear him in.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Lamming, are you agreeable to the court's entry of the order that we discussed at the present time?
I didn't catch all that. Something else come above you, noise wise.
Yeah, I heard that too. Are you in agreement that the judge enter this order today?
Yes.
Very good. I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Bruck, do you have any questions for the court?
I do not.
Okay. Obviously, as circumstances change, your work schedules change, and McKenna gets older. We should always discuss modification of parenting time. Circumstances change, but the court finds this recommendation, which is agreed by the two parents, being the best interest of the minor child of McKenna. The court will accordingly adopt the agreement. All right. Thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Lamming, Ms. Bruck. Good job, and thank you, Ms. Brower. The court will adopt the recommendation. That will conclude this hearing. Now we can zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you. You too.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. Steve, I'll call you in about 10 minutes, okay?
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Steve says that sounds great.
Reviews, that's good.
There's just an up-close beard shot for those beard lovers out there. That's just for you guys. Special. Special, special, special. A little bit special, special, special. Guess what? That's it for this evening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview. This is the spoiler alert I was thinking of. Okay, let's change this. Give me a second to find it. It's a screenshot I took for a thumbnail I'm planning to make tonight. But how many pictures ago did I put it? There it is, perfect. I picked the right one. Check this fucking beard out. This will be us tomorrow morning. Where is it? I clicked it. Where is it? Hold on. It literally won't work. Okay, well, good job, Paisley. You're so talented. Is Colin on live after me? I tried to search for him when I put it on, when I made the video or made the live, and I didn't see it. But if Colin's on, go and watch him. You're welcome, Bill. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your funny comments all the time. I love it. Oh, wow, look at that. You moved that right into the middle of the screen, Paisley. Wow, good job. Anyways, I can't show you the beard picture. Keep an eye out for it. You'll see it on the thumbnail tomorrow. Anyways, remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.